Good evening, Singapore. Good evening, ASEAN. Can we please settle down? Your Excellency, Mr. Teo Chee Hean, Deputy Prime Minister and Coordinating Minister for National Security, Republic of Singapore. We are privileged and honored by your presence this evening. In a remarkable career of accomplishments, in the vision that is reflected in your speeches, in the human touch that I have seen in temples, mosques, and churches, and on the streets of Little India, you embody everything that has made Singapore a nation that has shown that size is no barrier to the scale of a nation's achievement or its influence in the world. Tonight, your presence is a testimony to the depth of the relations between the government and people in Singapore, as it is to the strength of India-Singapore ties. Your Excellency, Mrs. Sushma Swaraj, Minister for External Affairs of India. For our Foreign Service family, you are the elder guiding us with kindness and wisdom. But for the nation, you are known as the People's Minister. You frames foreign policy with grand vision and insight and conduct diplomacy with a unique human touch. You have demonstrated that when boundless compassion meets with seamless connectivity, the relationship between citizen and state is transformed. Every Indian abroad, near or far, in any time zone, knows that you are just one tweet away. Your emphasis on the Act East policy translates into a tireless commitment to this region. This event is your idea, your gift, and it reflects your belief that people are the heartbeat of a relationship, the youth is its seeds, and the culture is its soul. Senator Dato S.K. Devamani and His Excellency Tun S. Samivelu, thank you once again for always making Malaysia the largest delegation to any Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. To our delegations from other ASEAN countries, and to our visitors from India, and to the friends of India who are present here in such a large number, a very warm welcome to you to this magnificent evening. India and ASEAN are celebrating 25 years of partnership. But the relations between India and Southeast Asia go back 2 millennia. Over this time, the winds of monsoons, the tides of oceans, and the spirit of human adventure and aspirations have forged a timeless link between India and Southeast Asia. The tides of politics and trade have seen their ebb and flow, but the currents of faith and culture, language and art have flowed and have endured through this time. On this ancient route, India and ASEAN nations are charting a new journey, a partnership of peace and prosperity that responds to the aspirations of our people and the call of our times. It is a partnership that draws comfort from our shared heritage and strength from the ties of our people, including our wonderfully talented and dynamic diaspora. As my minister outlined in a vision for the partnership with ASEAN this morning, there is new urgency, priority, and content in our Act East policy with ASEAN as the anchor. So we are privileged and honored to host an ASEAN-India Pravasi Bharatiya Divas in Singapore as part of the commemoration of 25 years of ASEAN-India partnership. Over the course of these 2 days, we have covered all fields of human endeavor and all dimensions of our partnership. We had 16 thematic sessions covering all aspects of ASEAN-India relations: geopolitics, business, technology, innovation, culture, education, youth, history, and social impact. We had a startup summit and expo that connected us into the digital partnership, a writers' festival, a cinema festival, an art exhibition, an exhibition on the history of links between India and Southeast Asia, yoga, Ayurveda, all showcasing the extraordinary talent in the region, and live demonstration by craftspersons from India. More than 120 brilliant minds shared their vision, thought, creativity, insights, and expertise with thousands of delighted and inspired participants, from those who were witness to the freedom of our nations to the millennials writing the codes for this century. Thank you, Singapore, for your great response. And to the delegations from every ASEAN country for making it a truly ASEAN event. For this is, first of all, an ASEAN event and a tribute to its dynamism and diversity embedded in its layers history. This is for Singapore, a nation that has its arms open to the world and at the same time held together in embrace of its multicultural society. It has been the bridge between India and ASEAN. It has now become a leading global strategic partner for India. This is for the ASEAN-India community, bred in diversity and steeped in dynamism, that has shown that the most connected, the most talented, the most accomplished diaspora is not in the United States, not in Europe, not in United Kingdom, but here in Singapore and ASEAN. And finally, this event is in recognition of the role that the community can play as a bridge to a strong India-ASEAN partnership. In its scale and range, the event reflects the promise of ASEAN-India partnership across its extraordinary breadth. And this event would not have been possible without the support of our beloved Minister of External Affairs, Mrs. Sushma Swaraj, our Ministry of External Affairs, our Permanent Secretary, Ms. Preeti Saran, and the Government of Singapore. It would not have been possible without the generous contribution of our sponsors, without the support of our event partners, and a number of people whose goodwill and guidance gave us the energy and direction. Our gratitude to them is etched in the records of this event and in our brochures. To Mitra, our robotic friend from India, who is the symbol of new age. To our small team at the High Commission, they have worked harder than the world will know or they will care to tell. But the joy of organizing this event was also the chance to meet and work with a wide cross-section of people, but especially with our event managed team, D-Ideas, and its young, talented, cheerful, motivated team, mainly young women, all representing the promise of new India. We will conclude this historic event with an evening that will celebrate the link of senses and spirit, the confluence of cultures, and the fusion of flavors, all things that are good for human soul and for our partnership. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And now it is my privilege to welcome a voice that speaks for humanity and touches every heart across the world. The People's Foreign Minister, my minister, Mrs. Sushma Swaraj.